Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Chapter 13.1 through 13.3 Practice. Whoa, I'm doing your homework for you. Alright, this is pretty much a review of everything we've learned so far from Chapter 13. Okay, so we're going to go through all of it, and if you have any questions, come see me in person. Remember, I'm not just an online celebrity, if you want to say that. So, number 1 says 10 girls were asked what shoe size they wear, and the results were blah, 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 blah. Find the mean, median, mode, and range of the data set. Now, we talked about anytime we got a big list of numbers, we always want them in order from least to greatest, or in numerical order. So we're going to find the lowest number, and then we're going to start. So we got 6. I got a 6. I got a 6.5. Uh-oh, what's going on? Let's pause this real quick, and I'll be right back. And I'm back. So we got a 6.5. We have a 7. A 7, a 7.5, an 8, an 8, and an 8. So 3 8s, 1, 2, 3, and a 9.5. Now, the first thing we need to do is to find the mean, or the average. So what we need to do is we need to add all of these numbers up. And I really want to see you add them all up, one at a time, before we do anything else, okay? So 6 plus 6 plus 6.5 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7.5 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 9.5. Add all of that up. Do not hit divide yet, okay? I want to know what our total is. And I actually hit too many 0.5s because I put 9.5 and it should have been 9. This is actually 73. And now it's 73 out of 10, which gives us an average of 7.3. And the reason why we did it that way, let's see if my calculator is smart or stupid. 7.5 plus 8, 8, 8 plus 9. If you hit divided by 10 like this and you're super lazy, it doesn't do it right, okay? Because order of operations, it's going to do that 9 divided by 10. So you have to make sure to get the total first and then do it, okay? Now, the median is the middle number, all right? So that means you cross 1, you cross off 1. Well, that's why I had 9.5. That's silly, Mr. Grice. I hope you guys were yelling at me. 6, 8, 6.5, 8, 7, 8, and those are the last two numbers. So I'm going to add those two up and then divide by 2. So 7 plus 7.5 equals divide by 2. And, okay, so we get 7.25. But when we're doing averages and stuff, we only want one decimal. So that's why it stays 7.3. Okay? Now, the mode is the number that you see the most. So what number do you see the most? I see the 8. Okay? And then the range we take lowest from the highest, so 9 minus 6. The range is 3. Okay, number 2. I want you guys to pause the video and do this one all by yourself. Good luck. Okay, and there are all of the answers. Now, when you're finding the mean, the average, you add up all of those numbers, and you should have gotten 238. 238 divided by 7 is 34. When you're finding the median, you take cross off 1, cross off 1, cross off 1, cross off 1. And then you get 38 all by itself. Now the modes, the number you see the most, well, there are two numbers I see the most, okay? It's okay to have two modes. And then 61, the range is you take the biggest minus the smallest, and that's how we got 61. Okay? Alrighty. Now determine each probability or odds if you are rolling a 20-sided die. So I want all of the numbers 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Woo! Okay, so what is the probability of getting a number that is greater than 9? Well, is 9 greater than 9? Nope. But all of those numbers are. Now make sure to count, okay? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 11 numbers that are greater than 9. And that's all out of 20. Okay? Now, can we reduce the fraction? No, we can't. And when you divide it, you get 0.55. All right. What is the probability of getting a number that is less than or equal to 7? Well, less than or equal to 7, which means 7 is included in that. All right. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 on the top, 20 on the bottom. Can we reduce that? No, we can't. And when you divide it, you should get 0.35. All right, so probability of getting a multiple of 3. Well, first off, I know what the bottom is. So multiples of 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this one, we actually can reduce to 3 over 10, and the decimal is 0.3. All right, odds against. Now, as a reminder, odds against, that is when you want your unwanted over the wanted. So unwanted over the wanted. A multiple of 2 is what we want. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18, 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10. 10 wanted, which means there are 10 numbers remaining. Okay? And if there are 10 numbers remaining, the first thing we always do is reduce that, and that is a 1-to-1 odd. Okay? So you're either going to get a multiple of 2 or you're not. Okay? So there's a 1-to-1 chance that that's going to happen. So the next one is, what are the odds in favor of rolling a number greater than 10? So odds in favor of that, odds in favor is when the wanted goes on the top and the unwanted goes on the bottom. Okay, so number greater than 10, so we start with 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, what do you know? Okay, wanted outcomes on the top, unwanted is 10, and guess what? That comes out to be the exact same. All right, now number F says, what's the probability of getting a 12 or a 7? So we can get a 12 or a 7. All right, do you guys remember when we did these? Or means that we need to, anyone remember? Add. Okay, so we take the probability of getting a 12, which is 1 out of 20. And then the probability of rolling a 7, which is 1 out of 20. And then we add those two together. So 120 plus 120 altogether, that equals 2 over 20. We can reduce that to 1 out of 10. Excuse me. And then we get the decimal, which is 0.1. Okay? All right. Number 4, a 20-sided die and a 6-sided die are rolled at the same time. Okay, so we have two different options. What is the probability that the 20-sided die shows a 20 and, there's your key word right there, and whenever we see the word and tells us that we need to multiply. The 6-sided die shows a 6. So the probability of getting a 20 is 1 out of 20. But then the probability of a 6 on the other one is 1 out of 6. All right, so we're going to take 1 out of 20 times 1 out of 6, and that is 1 out of 120. And you need to round that number. 0.08, so that tells us that we need to go up, so we get 0.01. Okay. What is the probability that both dice show a 7? Okay. So on the 20-sided die, there is one chance that that's going to happen. But on the 6-sided die, is there a chance that you're going to roll a 7? I'm sorry, that should have been a 7. I don't know, guys. What do you think? There's only 6 numbers. So there's not very good chance that's going to happen because there's 0 probability. Okay, so when you multiply those numbers, you get 0. 0 over 120, 0. That is never going to happen. No chance. Okay? All right, let's flip it over. A bag of tiles contains the letters that spell superstitious. Okay? Find the following probabilities and assume that after pulling out a tile, the tile is not returned. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have a total of 13. Okay, so let's take blah blah blah. Let's take a look. Okay, and means to multiply. So a probability of getting an S would be 1, 2, 3. So 3 out of 13. Now, it's not returned. Okay. So there are 12 tiles now. And to get a T, there are 2 T's. So when we set this up, it's 3 out of 13 times 2 out of 13. I'm not going to do 3 times 2 on here. But I am going to do 13 times 12, which is 156. 3 times 2 is 6. You can actually reduce that fraction to 1 over 26. And when you divide 1 divided by 26, it's 0.04 because it rounds. Okay. So the probability of getting a vowel and then the probability of getting an R. Now, remember, the first time you do it, you're going to have 13. The second one, you're going to have 12. Take a look at that And now we're going to pause it and see if you can finish this one off yourself. Good luck. And what do you know? It's going to have the exact same odds of you pulling an S into T. All right, number 6. We'll do A together, and then B are on your own. So it says, a bag contains the tiles that spell the word of your favorite class, algebra. Find the following probabilities and assume that after pulling the bag, that the tile is returned. Okay? So the total here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the probability of getting a vowel is 1, 2, 3. So 3 out of 7. What's the probability of getting a B? Well, there's only one B. So that's 1 out of 7. And now the key word right here is or, which means we need to add those up. So 3 out of 7 plus 1 out of 7 equals 4 out of 7. And can we reduce that? Nope. And 4 divided by 7 gives us a grand total of 0.57. Okay, B, you are all on your own. Consonant are not vowels, so everything else besides a vowel. Okay? Good luck. Okay, you should have gotten 0.86 as your probability. All right, number 7. Marcelo has taken a few quizzes in his human geography class. His scores are listed below. Now, the question is, what score does he need on this next quiz so that the mean of all the scores is 85%? And remember that mean means average. So what we would do is we would line these up from lowest to highest. So we got 79 plus 83 plus 85 plus 89. But they want to know his next score, and we really don't know what that is. So I'm just going to say that's X. And now we're not dividing it by 4 because technically there are 5 quizzes here. And we want that to equal exactly 85%. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to add all those numbers up. And actually, I want you to add these 4 up first. Okay? Add those 4 up. You should have gotten 336. So we need to find what special number goes in here to equal 85%. So the nice thing is we have all of these numbers over here, and what we're going to do is we're going to check each one. So we're going to do 336 plus 85. That's our total now. Divide that by 5, and we get 84.2. And that's not what we wanted, okay? Now we're going to do it again, except now we're going to plug in 86, okay? So 336 plus 86, divide that by 5, 84.4. That's not what we want, so sorry 86, that's not you, okay? So I want you guys to try out the other 3 combinations and tell me which one is 85. Good luck. Okay, so you should have gotten 89% on that last test, and then Marcelo would have a total of 85% on the dot. All right, number 8. In a class of 30 students, 7 have green eyes. Calculate the probability that if two students are chosen at random, both will have green eyes. And now assume that after the first student is chosen, he is not returned. Okay? So we have 30 students, and there's only a 7 students that have green eyes. Okay? But now the next time one student goes away, and the student that goes away has green eyes. So now there's only 6. Okay? So what we would do is multiply those two. The top is 42. The bottom, 30 times 29, gives us a grand total of 870. We can actually reduce that fraction. Always check if you can reduce by putting it on your calculator. And we get 7 over 145. Okay? And if you divide that out, there's about a 5% chance that if you choose 2 students at random, both of them are going to have green eyes. Okay? All right, number 9, you guys get to do that all on your own. Just remember to find out what the total is before you get started, okay? And the key thing here, the word that I see, and means to multiply. Good luck. Okay, and there's all of your work. Now, if you have any questions or you need more assistance, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. Otherwise, that's it for 13.1 through 13.3 practice. Thanks for watching.